everybody, welcome back to my channel. I love that Q&A music, brings back old school vibes for me, but also I'm so glad to be back with you guys every single week for a brand new Q&A. We have a really exciting one planned for you guys today. And of course, if you haven't already joined the membership section on my channel, definitely go over and check that out because there's an extended Q&A each and every week that I'm doing with more questions, more details, and just lots of information for you guys to share. When you join, you'll have access to weekly quizzes, weekly extended Q&As with me that will be so much fun, exclusive badges and emojis, and even the option for live Q&As with me where I can answer your questions in person. So raise your hands, guys, if you're feeling super excited about it, because I sure am, and I can't wait to get into question number 1. Here we go. Question number 1 is, how do you have the conversation in a relationship? This is a really commonly asked question on my channel and in my DMs and on my Instagram. You guys want to know, in any relationship, whether serious or whether you're just seeing each other, when do you have the conversation that kind of defines your exclusivity in the relationship? A lot of people think that they're exclusive with someone if they haven't had this conversation. This might feel a little bit in your face, guys, but the truth is, if you have not had an exclusivity conversation, you're not exclusive. And the other person could very well, doesn't mean they are going to be, but they could very well be out there completely playing the field. And the truth is, they wouldn't really be breaking any rules, because if you don't have an agreement that says you are exclusive, if you haven't talked about it, then you're still kind of allowed to keep dating other people. So when and how do you have this conversation? My advice, I think it actually works best if you do it in a super casual way. A lot of people want to choose a day, go for dinner, and then make a really big deal out of it, and they get really nervous. Like, I think we should be exclusive. Will you be my boyfriend? And that can feel really intimidating, and it doesn't have to be like that in person. Instead, on a day where you're hanging out together and things are going really well, share with them how you're feeling. Hey, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not seeing anyone else. How are you feeling? This opens up the dialogue and sets the tone for a meaningful conversation. And usually, if everyone's on the same wavelength, you end up having the talk without even really realizing it. You're able in that moment to have a mature discussion and define what the relationship is and come to some kind of agreement together. And if it's gonna work out, it should be really mutual and easy to have. If you find that you're having this conversation and someone is being really ambiguous with you, like they are acting like they don't want to put a label on it, or they don't want to define it, or they're just not giving you a clear answer, that is your answer. It means that they don't want to be exclusive with you right now, and you need to take that answer or that behavior that they've given you and use that as information for how much you actually want to invest in this relationship or in this person. Because usually when it is mutual, the person is so enthusiastic to be exclusive with you. Oh my gosh, guys, on to question number 2. How do you gain the confidence to reach out, approach, ask out, text, or speak to your crush? I feel like this is probably the most asked question that you guys ever ask me. It's just everything. You're like, I have a crush, I haven't talked to him, I haven't texted him, I haven't approached him, but how do I gain the confidence to actually make some kind of move, start some kind of conversation? You're kind of stuck in this limbo position for so long before anything actually happens. My best advice is that if you do want to get to a point where you're talking regularly, you have to make a move immediately. And not a weird move where you're asking them out right away, but you need to actually talk to them, because if you go 6 months, a year, looking at them and never ever having a conversation, that relationship is going to be so built up in your own mind that it's going to be so unbelievably scary when you do talk to them. And not only that, they're going to know you as somebody who they see but that they don't talk to. This establishes you in their mind as someone who's not their friend. However, if you see someone that you like and you start talking to them within a matter of weeks, even if it's just saying hi when you pass them in the hall, making random small talk that doesn't even have to be pointed questions when you're hanging out together or when you see them, this gives them the message that you're friends. So you've broken through that barrier right away, but you can't wait too long. It just can't happen, or you can kiss that crush goodbye. With texting, I find that it's easiest to just grab someone's number when you are in an initial conversation. You're talking about something, you are connecting, and you're like, hey, quick, let me grab your number. I'm gonna text you later about this thing and send you that article. Or I'm gonna text you later about dates for whatever. number. I do this all the time in my phone, and I love connecting with new people. I just say, hey, quick, let me grab your number. I'm gonna be doing this. If you make it casual and not awkward, the person is gonna think nothing of it, and that allows you to quickly slide into a text message conversation without any fuss or worry. So the main message behind this question for you guys that I really want you to hear is that the less of a big deal that you make this one, the more successful you're gonna be. If you build this up like so crazily in your head and you're really concerned and really nervous and it's like this huge deal, you will probably bomb because not to scare you or anything, but if you're in a headspace where you feel like everything is riding on this conversation, it's just gonna feel way too intimidating. So just treat it very casually, and if anything comes out of it, that's a pleasant bonus. All right, guys, the last question that I have for you today before we hop over to the members section is, what do you do when a guy is hot and cold? I can't even tell you the number of situations you can be in when someone is hot and cold. They could look at you and smile at you one day and then be totally aloof the next. If it's someone you're seeing, they could be texting you frantically one day and like super supportive, and then like they ghost you the next. And in a relationship, it can be the same way. One day someone's invested and the next day they're not. And it just leaves you feeling really insecure about where you stand. The best way to deal with someone who's hot and cold. Many people think that the best way is to confront them. That might seem like a good way to handle the situation, but actually it's not, because it really puts the person on the spot and makes them feel like maybe they don't want anything with you at all. It makes you kind of come across as a little bit too overbearing and maybe even clingy, and that's not at all how you want to come across. In my experience, the way that people have handled this best is actually to give the person a taste of their own medicine. Now, I'm not a big fan of games, but you want to give someone the impression, if they're not treating you like you matter consistently, then you shouldn't be giving them consistent love, excitement, attention either. It's important that both people in a relationship are invested, but if one person's clearly not and they feel like they have all of your attention and investment, there's no motivation for them to actually take that step toward you because they're already getting all the attention they need. The best way, in my opinion, to handle this is to take a step back, mentally and in your behavior. If they are 100% invested in you, you're gonna notice a significant jump in their behavior that changes. They're gonna either start texting you more, start looking at you more, start seeking some kind of additional validation from you. And if they don't like you, they're probably just gonna disappear at this point. But either way, you're gonna have your answer. Taking a step back psychologically and in your behavior also allows you to focus on yourself and understand that you're really not going to accommodate anyone who's not willing to accommodate you. This is really important for your own feelings of self-worth and self-care, because investing in someone who truly doesn't care is not a good investment. It is like psychologically telling yourself that you're not good enough and that you deserve this kind of treatment, and you so don't. Hot and cold behavior is generally not a good sign in a relationship or a budding relationship, so if you do notice this, I would say pay extreme attention and use caution. If you are going to be in a committed relationship, you don't want someone who's ambiguous or not committed to you and isn't consistent in their behaviors with you. So it's really important to establish this if you are going to pursue something more deep. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see you guys over in the membership section. So come join me over there right now, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. I have 6 additional questions that you guys asked online, and they're super juicy. These are some topics that we've never covered before, and I'm so excited to get to them with you guys over there. So take a second to click on the join button that is now on my channel, and I'll see you guys right after this over there. If you have any questions in the meantime, be sure to leave them in the comments down below or over here on my Instagram. Me and my team always read through all the comments and questions, so make sure that if you do have something super juicy, super unique, or just something you really want to know, let us know, because I want to answer it for you. I love you guys all, and I'll see you next time.